one. Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Angie Nickell, and I'm a design consultant. I'm here at the lovely home of Greg and Beth Gacek in lovely Linville Land Harbor in Newland, North Carolina, also known as the High Country. We're here today on June 28th to share this beautiful home and to tell you a little bit about what we've done to create this beautiful haven for them. The name of my business is There's No Place Like Homes, and I'm in the process of moving to Calabash, North Carolina, which is in Brunswick County. You can reach me at 386-285-3936 if you'd like to know more regarding my services. So my three keywords are refresh, revive, and repurpose. So we have refreshed this home with some new finishes. We've repurposed, reusing some of the elements that were in the home, and we revived it with things that are inspirational, Beth and Greg, their life, their travels, things that they enjoy doing. So come take a walk and let's take a look and have fun. As we enter, we're going to enter into the main living area, which includes a oversized, beautiful kitchen, flows into the dining area, and then this back room was an add-on that we'll talk about a little bit more in just a bit. So the first thing that people notice when they walk in your home is the initial entry. Without this home having a typical foyer, which is no longer a mandate, we created a sense of entry with this little area here with nice natural sunlight coming in, a little place to sit. And we also worked on the palette of colors, which is one of the first things I do with a new client. I ask them to pick a favorite piece of art, and then we work on the colors in that art. And that usually ends up with them being very happy with the finished product. We decided to do all new flooring because there was a step down into this space. And I personally believe as a decorator that flooring is very important, and I like to have consistency in flooring. They decided on this beautiful hardwood. So we took it all the way through, leveled the floor into the family room area. What's interesting is this island was here, but we repurposed it, we sized it, and we painted it. It was actually red. We decided to marry the same granite that was in the existing kitchen here on the island, create the element for bar stools with the overhang of 10 inches. And we have plenty of functionality. These cabinets were here, however, they needed some refreshing. So the doors were all painted and refreshed, all new hardware. Hardware is like paint. It's one of the least expensive things you can change that makes the biggest impact in a home. The backsplash is always the last thing that we select in a kitchen. People are anxious to pick out backsplash, and I advise them to wait. We wanted to enhance the natural granite with a natural stone backsplash. You can see we have the brushed gold insets, which also flow with the hardware. Flow is very important in a home on every level. Greg was a pleasure to work with. He is very skilled as a contractor, and it's very nice to work with a homeowner that can do so much. The lighting, very creative. I'm a firm believer. I call lighting creative functional art, and it's very important. It's the sixth element in the 7 elements of design. Dimmers are a must. Then we decided to start treasure hunting because I love to find used pieces, and a lot of the things you see here came from wonderful consignment stores. This beautiful table, this fabulous light fixture. Beth was a little hesitant because of the size and the impact, and I said it's perfect because the volume, the scale, and the size fits the space. And it's a tremendous focal when you walk in the room. It's always nice to have a credenza type of piece in your dining area. We took the gold element, caused a little overflow with our artwork here. Again, mimicking the pulls in the kitchen, the candles, and then we reupholstered the cushions on the dining room. And then one of my favorite pieces we found, it was just pure luck at a really nice little store in Newland, is this old church bench. It's a little additional seating and a great element and a wonderful conversation piece. So now, this family room is what we call an RV room in the world of design. It can be a little challenging if you let it, because the dimensions on the space are about 12 by, was it 42?
30.
30. I thought it was longer than that. Anyway, long and narrow. little tricky, especially with the fireplace in the center of the room. We had to create 2 separate seating areas, which is fine for their lifestyle. This is more for conversational, relaxing, entertaining guests. The fireplace, and I think Greg has some before pictures, basically the finish on the fireplace was white bathroom tile, which I think was maybe a little bit of an afterthought when this home was built. So we changed all that. We put this beautiful gray stone. We repurposed the mantle, cut it to size, and installed it. This was leftover granite. We repurposed it, cut it to size for the hearth. In this area, this is more of Beth and Greg's private little zone with their very comfortable recliners. Greg loves good, nice high-end TV that we found. This was another great treasure that we found. And the other thing that we did is we wanted to have some sense of continuity in this space. So these rugs are both the same pattern, however, 2 different shapes. So we managed to have the continuity, but added a little bit of a creative difference in 2 spaces with the 2 different sizes. Greg loves music, and I'll show you some of his little inspiring pieces when we go downstairs. And Beth loves to paint, and so this is her little art corner. This was also the home of their Christmas tree this past Christmas. And then I always like to incorporate the outside in. This is a great little piece that lights up, as you can see, and it's beautiful. And then the other challenge we had was all these windows, because it gets cold up here. We wanted some element of maintaining the temperature, especially in the winter. But we wanted to keep the beautiful green space, because they're in a very wooded setting. So we decided on these electric blinds, which are fabulous, very easy to use, and look at the magic. Thank you, Mr. Gacek. We added the warmth in the front with 1 curtain cell. Art is very important too. You can see this piece of art here incorporates all the colors, the feeling of the great outdoors. It really flows well with the wall color. When we started this project and this space was completely empty, and they started with the floor and then we picked the paint color, there was one point where they were worried that the paint color was a little boring, and I said, just wait, let's finish the project, and you're gonna see that this is just a foundation color, and then we built upon that. Speaking of which, we decided here, since this is a very focal point when you walk in, this leads to the downstairs, which is our little French suite. We decided to paint this color with some gold in it to pick up everything else that we were doing in the space. And great piece of art and great focal. So now we're going to walk to the back porch. This is where they enjoy coffee in the morning, and this is a little bit of a bird sanctuary. We're still working on this area, so we're just going to be very brief, but this is their back porch. When you own a home, the work never ends. Now this room has a lovely master suite, so we'll go there next. We created a little sitting area, some new pieces of furniture, the bathroom, new vanity, new sinks, new flooring, very comfortable. Lots of color, lots of art, lots of fun. And now we'll go downstairs. Before we go downstairs, Greg, I want you to zoom in on this countertop and on the curtain rods, just so that people can see how important every little detail. Beautiful granite.
It's also the luxury of being able to go to the supplier and pick out your own
Slab,
slab.
yes. I'm very pleased with how this home came out. It's beautiful. I mean, just look at it. It's just fabulous. Okay. Now, when I come back to Land Harbor to visit, is where I will be staying. So this is a very nice lower level of the home. It affords a nice casual family room. This couch pulls out. We've got the TV, nice bookcase. It also has a master suite with an ensuite and nice little dining area, little kitchenette that they've added. One of the things we do with repurposing is we paint. We find old pieces like this mirror. It was kind of tired and lonely, and we decided to add a pop of red in this space, and it just changes the whole look. So don't be afraid of paint. Don't be afraid of color. Paint will give you the biggest change for the least amount of money. And then we wanted our very sought after. Beth is a fan of Paris, so we had to have our Paris element here and bottom little accent pieces. There's Greg's inspiration, was part of his guitar collection. I said, let's feature these. You can either hang them up or put them up here. And this is the newest project they just completed, because they will be Airbnb-ing here and allowing their friends and family to stay. They're this nice little functional kitchenette. Love the deco fridge. Pops of red. Very nice. Great shelving. And then eventually I want them to get the mural of the globe, and their guests can put a little pin on every place they've traveled and put their names on it, on the date. Okay, now off to where the guests relax, this beautiful master suite. One of the things that I enjoy when I work with a homeowner, and I like to work with one homeowner at a time, I like for them to dig through their stuff that might be in the garage, or it's been in a box and they just haven't used it in a couple years, or they don't think there's a place for it. And then we find treasures like that was in the garage. And I said, let's put it over the bed. And it looks great. And here again is another example of, I call it spray paint wonder. And we picked this incandescent blue, put it on this old plastic mirror, and
It was pink.
it was pink, and what a pop. And it's restful and still fun. So, where else do we need to, should we do a little bit of the front yard?
Sure.
The beautiful flowers, because we're here in the summer. We can do that. I love the little picture, that's new since I've been there.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to exit the home and show you a little bit of the beautiful stone garden area. Land Harbor is very close to being in what's known as the isothermal belt. So things in the summertime here grow brilliantly because it's 60 to 80 degrees. So thank you for taking the time to look at this video. Please feel free to reach out to me. Again, 386-285-3936. Thank you.